Hi everyone, and welcome to this orchestral breakdown of my Final Fantasy VII Let the Battles Begin cover. Just a couple of things before we start. I'm gonna break this down in parts. So we got these markers here in alphabetic order, A, B, C, D, and etc. Also, we're gonna listen to the audio because if I played everything at once, like all the patterns without the exported audio, it would just be too CPU heavy. But I'm going to show everything I did in the piano roll and explain a couple of things. And just know that all effects that I did put on and all the reverbs and everything is obviously embedded in the audio. So yeah, let's go. Then it just loops there. The only difference is how it ends here, but it's just so small. Maybe you didn't even notice, like there's no percussion in the end here to ease into the loop, basically. So we're gonna start with the A part. So what I did with the strings here is I put on the main accent on double bass, and it sounds like this. And it's only short strings, so it's just one articulation. And one thing with the double bass is that you want to be sparse. You don't want to like write too many notes here, because if you do that, it's going to be too muddy and too cluttered. Then what I did was I doubled that on cellos, like the main accents, but I also play notes in between. And we also got violins playing this. So notice that after 4 bars it goes 1 octave higher, and it just doubles the melody. Another thing with these violins is that I play with articulations. Like these are spiccato, these are portato, long and short. Now, I did also add percussion here. Just know that what I try to do is simulate the rhythm of the orchestration. Now, you don't have to always put on like every note in the percussion that you have in the orchestration, like every rhythmic part. But usually I try to put on some rhythmic parts in the percussion that I have and the rhythmic part and the orchestration. Usually it's the strings. But if we listen to this, you're gonna notice something. That exists in the strings too, that rhythmicness. And that's the A part. Alright, let's go to the B part, and it sounds like this. Alright, so let's start with the strings. We got basses. Still only short strings. We also got cellos. Only short strings, but you got the main accents and you got notes in between. Then you got another cello, which is actually layered with the brass. It sounds like this. And that articulations is marcato. It's pretty like, it's a pretty strong articulation, like I wouldn't say screaming, but it's pretty loud. The brass here. This brass is actually layered. First we got bass trombones, and it's like this. That's all the bass trombone is doing here. Just that long note, but it does help. French horns is playing this, and it's layered with the cellos. And it's also playing with articulations, marcato long, and then we got marcato short here. This one. Now I also layered it with another library. So you got these are legatos. And this is, I'm not sure, marcato short. We also got the percussion, again simulating the rhythmic part of the orchestration. In this case it's the strings. One thing you want to do with percussion is to have the main accents on lower octaves, and then you can have notes in between on upper octaves. So what I personally do is color the main accents, like these green ones are the main ones. And also I have cymbals. Just to ease into the next part. So I guess we should also listen to how it eases into the C part. And it sounds like this. So that's how it sounds. Now let's go to the C part. Well, I did repeat that melody, which is do, 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 but I changed the articulation. It's also harmonized here, and it sounds like this. We also got cellos underneath. It's pretty low in volume. Also, to be honest, I don't know if this part makes sense. Another cello from another library. Sounds like this. Double bass. And it's the same thing here. You got main accents, then you can expand the notes more the higher you go. Also, all this are just short strings. I have brass. I don't remember what brass, like I don't remember what it is. Bass trombones doing this. And it's just a layer. Sounds like this. Very low on volume. Percussion is simulating the rhythmic part. But I think I added another layer here. Yeah, I got these ones. So main accents, right? Like the notes you think matters the most. Layered with, these are toms. These are epic dolls. Then you got toms again. In this case, I did use cymbals again to ease into the next part, which is the D part. Alright, and together it sounds like this. So let's go to the D part. Alright, so strings are doing this. We got main accents on double basses, short strings, and we also got these cellos. That I'm not sure makes sense, but oh yeah, so we got violins playing. These are legato notes and these are tremolos. Alright, so we got violins playing the main melody, and it's harmonized. We got legato notes here, and then we got tremolos here. It's also layered with another library. And if you listen closely, you're gonna notice that there's no tremolo in this part. So sometimes I wanna, like, maybe I want to put tremolo on one library, but on the other one I wanna just use another articulation. Percussion is doing this. And it's just epic toms, using the main accents from the strings. Epic dolls doing the same thing, and then you have the notes in between, which is also epic toms. So that's the D part. The E part, so let's do the strings here. Strings are doing this. That's double bass. Main accents are these ones. I play way more notes here than I usually do, but I figured I could do that because we don't have that many notes in the upper strings. We got these two strings. I think this is layered and the brass too. Oh yeah, we got violins playing that. Yeah, just a long tremolo note to ease into the next part. And we're only using short strings in this part. But it's actually layered in octaves. It's layered with violins. So in a lot of cases you can actually just layer stuff smartly, like this is. It's a layer, it's doubled, but it's just one octave higher. Alright, so the brass is layered with the strings, that part, but it's harmonized and it's also more notes in the brass. Sounds like this. This is also a layer. These are staccato longs, and these are staccato notes. We also got double bass being layered with this. These are also staccato notes. Sounds like this. Pretty low on volume, so it's nothing crazy. We also got choir, and it's layered with the strings. Sounds like this. And these are only short notes. It's staccato. So women choir and men choir. Women choir in octaves. Men choir just down here. So, percussion is doing this. I was actually pretty sparse because I wanted to bring down the tension and then get back up. So it sounds like this. So you got main accents here. I usually try to color these, but I didn't. I was lazy. Epic dolls. Alright, and then we got this F part. The strings here. Let's start from the bottom. So you got short strings, then you actually got this long note here. We got cellos. Alright, so you got notes in between. Alright. And also, we got this melody layered. So you got staccato notes, then you got spiccato notes, sorry. Then you got portato long. You got violas playing this. Switching articulations here, portato long and spiccato notes. And this part is layered with the cellos. This melody is also layered with the violins here. This is also portato long. And then you got spiccato notes here. And it's layered with the violas. And then you got this almost like a riser to ease into the next part. This is in the original. We also got this long sustained note in the back from another library because I didn't think the portato long was enough, so it's layered. We got this note here. It's also just a portato long. Let's go to the brass. Sounds like this. Alright. So I think this is kind of sloppy, to be honest. Didn't translate that as well as I wanted. But yeah, we got these long articulations and the brass, bass trombones. Which sounds pretty nice. I like this, to be honest. It's sustained vibrato, so. Then we also got bass trombones doing this. But it's layered with French horns doing this. Then the French horns are doing these notes. Just long marcato notes. But it's also layered with legato notes. Another thing is the percussion. As always, I try to find the rhythm that I want to simulate. And it sounds like this. So we got the main accents. It's the green ones. I think we used a fill here. Yeah, this is a fill. It's not in the other rhythmic parts in the orchestrations, if I remember correctly. So notes in between, a fill, main accents, and you also got part of the fill here. And together it sounds like this. Alright, then everything together, if we can play that, sounds like this. Then we go to the G part, which is one of my favorites, except the H part. H part is my absolute favorite. So we got harps. The main idea here is to add a little bit of movement. That's why we got these, and not just a melody. That's the main idea, why I did that. Alright, so let's talk about the strings here. Double bass doing these short notes. But I layer that with long double bass. We got cellos doing this. So notes in between, main accents. Alright, then we got the main melody, but we switch articulations here. Spiccato notes, portato long, spiccato long, and etc. So you always want to play around with articulations. Sounds like this. But it's also layered with violins. Same concept. And you might be like, well, why isn't this note layered? The only reason why it's not layered is because it doesn't go that high. We also got this long tremolo note in the back. Nothing special. Brass is doing this. Tubas, long tubas, bass trombones. Then actually I layer the brass with the strings. And that's me playing around with articulations. We got marcato long and marcato short. Percussion usually, as always, simulates the rhythmic part and the orchestration. So to make things bigger, I use cymbals and gongs. These are like the accents I thought was important in the actual orchestration. Like it could be melodic, it could be the rhythmic parts. Sometimes if you want things to stand out, you can use cymbals. So together, sounds like this. Alright, the next part is actually my favorite part. Alright, so let's talk about the strings. I love this part. Let's start from the bottom. Double bass are doing this, short strings. Layered with long sustain notes and another library. Cellos are doing this, short strings. And as always, main accents and notes in between. So yeah, so if you look at the velocities, these that are higher up are the main accents, but these that are lower velocities are the notes in between. Violas are doing this. So I'm playing around with velocities. It's pretty low, then it gets higher when it's ending, like when the track ends. Also, if you really look at the articulations before, it has changed. Before I did mixed articulations, but here it's only short strings. And the violins are doing this ostinato that I love. Sounds like this. And this part here, the ending, is layered with violas. In the ending we got a long tremolo note on the violins. Then we actually got a long tremolo note on a second violin, sounding like this. The brass is doing the main melody, and it's switching articulations between marcato short and staccato notes. Sounds like this. But the brass is also layered with another library. This is legato notes and this is staccatissimo notes. Then we got choir, men choir and women choir. Men choir layering the women choir. Women choir also playing in octaves. Now if you look at these notes closely, you're going to see that they are offset. This is only because this library has a track delay, and to make it in time I had to move the notes a little bit. So that's the only reason. The main choir sounds like this. And the this is the ending. It's layering the strings. The women choir sounds like this. Same thing here. This is layering the strings in the ending. Together, it sounds like this. Percussion, as always, are trying to simulate the rhythmic part and the orchestration. Sounds like this. To make things bigger, I also added some cymbals, some gongs. So if you listen closely. So in this case, it's epic dolls, epic toms, cymbals and gongs. Sounds like this. Everything together sounds like this. Alright, so this is everything for this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm gonna put out a lot more of these videos, of these orchestral breakdowns and whatever musical things I'm learning. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.